You know, I give feminists a hard time sometimes on this channel, but the truth is I feel sorry for them. They're very lonely people, and they're generally pretty unattractive, and they smell like cat urine. And I don't say any of that as an insult. Bullshit! I'm coming from a place of real, sincere concern. And I'm afraid they might be making their loneliness problem even worse when I read things like this from the website Everyday Feminism, which is a great website, by the way. Check it every day. That's why they call it Everyday Feminism. It's an article titled 10 Things Every Intersectional Feminist Should Ask on a First Date. And these are questions that apparently the author, Lara Witt is her name, interrogates her dates with on the rare occasion that she gets one. Reading from the article, it says, quote, "As a queer femme of color, I keep close relationships with people who go beyond allyship. They're true accomplices in the fight against white supremacy, queerphobia, and misogyny. If you're not going to support marginalized folks, then we can't be friends, let alone date. The personal is political. Beyond the lovely cushioning, happiness, and support that we receive from our platonic relationships, which are, in all honesty, soul-feeding and essential. Feminists also date. Sparingly, they date. But there are questions we have to ask before we get close to someone. The following list of questions is applicable to all relationships, certainly not just cisgender heterosexual ones." So that's our setup. And now what we're going to do now, I think, is we're going to go through these questions, and I will answer them myself. I'll find out if I'm cut out to date a feminist. I mean, if I was single and mentally ill and actually wanted to date a feminist, this will tell me if I passed the test. So here we go. First question. Do you believe that Black lives matter? Do I think that actual Black people matter? Yes, I do. Not more or less than any other type of person, but yeah, they matter. But if you're asking me if I support the organization known as Black Lives Matter, the answer is no. And not only no, but I think it's a terrorist organization, and everybody involved in it should be locked in federal prison or else deported to Jupiter. 2, what are your thoughts on gender and sexual orientation? Well, I don't have many thoughts about it. I don't spend my days thinking about gender and sexual orientation. But since you brought it up, I think gender is an arbitrary and useless concept invented by left-wing perverts in the mid-20th century in order to smuggle their degeneracy into the culture. I think we don't need gender because we have biological sex, and it accurately and completely describes the binary system, which is in fact a binary system. Gender complicates and obfuscates, which is what it was meant to do, of course. 3, how do you work to dismantle sexism and misogyny in your life? I don't at all. I don't think that there's much sexism or misogyny to dismantle in the first place, but if I do find it, I don't care enough to do anything about it. I just don't care. Like on rare occasion, I encounter something and I think, yeah, it's a little sexist. And I think, okay, well, who cares?
We don't care.
There are more than enough people on that particular witch hunt. So if I encounter sexism, I don't need to dismantle it because I'm like, well, there's people coming down. There's that pitchfork mob coming down the road here. They'll do the dismantling. I'll just continue on my way. My assistance isn't needed. So anyway, I do nothing at all as far as that goes. 4, what are your thoughts on sex work? My thoughts are that prostitutes should be imprisoned, and so should pimps and sex traffickers. Just throw them all in jail. 5, are you a supporter of the BDS movement? No, I'm not.
Choose rule!
I should probably simplify this and just tell you that I'm not a supporter of any movement that you support. In fact, if I did support a movement and then you supported it too, I would stop supporting it just because you're there. Like if I was at an anti-cannibalism march and then you showed up and said, yeah, I'm anti-cannibalism too, I would become pro-cannibalism in that moment, despite you.
Eat me!
What is your understanding of settler colonialism and indigenous rights? My understanding is that the Western conquest of the New World was a great thing. I'm extremely grateful for it. I'm very happy to live in our civilization rather than the primitive civilization that it supplanted. I prefer this one. I'm glad that it's here. I also know that you feel the same way no matter what you claim. Like you prefer to live here in Western civilization than in what came before it. If you could choose between this civilization and a Native American tribe, you'd choose this one. Conquest can be violent, it can be an ugly thing, but it was also the way of the world everywhere in the world for all of history. All people engaged in it. Indigenous people did too. In fact, they were often the most violent and brutal conquerors of all. 7, do you think capitalism is exploitative? That's a stupid question, number one. Does it involve exploitation? Sure. Yeah, I mean, to exploit something is to make use of it for your own benefit. Capitalism affords you the opportunity to exploit your skills and your talents to make money. So yes, you're exploiting. Of course, as a feminist, you don't have any of those skills or talents, so you'll have to just take my word for it, I suppose. Does capitalism involve sometimes or enable bad exploitation, like dehumanizing exploitation? Sure, of course it does. It's a human system. It's not perfect. No human system is. There's quite a bit less exploitation in capitalism than there is in, say, socialism, where people, all people, are totally subject to the exploitative power of government. 8, can any human be illegal? They can, and they should be deported if they are. Or they could go to Jupiter too, I guess. 9, do you support Muslim Americans and non-Muslim people from Islamic countries? Support them in what way? Like, what do you mean? Like, buy them bras or something?
She's got huge tracts of land.
The question has no meaning. What do you mean support a whole group of, how could I support an entire group? What do you mean? How do I do that? I mean, don't tell me because I don't care. 10, does your allyship include disabled folks? No, because I don't have any allyship. I'd rather jump out of a 10th story window than ever be accused of engaging in allyship. Also, by the way, stop trying to rope disabled people into your identity politics mess. That's not fair to them. You can't wrangle them into the alphabet mob just because they're a minority group. I mean, if I ever get into a car accident and I end up crippled, I don't want you to show up to the hospital and wheel me over to your club. Okay, you're with us now. No, leave me alone, you freak.
How dare you speak to me?
And that's the end of her list of questions. And those are my answers. And by now, my feminist date will have long since run screaming from the table or else collapsed into tears on the floor.
I'm ready to go.
Which is really how a lot of my dates ended as a single man. And I doubt that I'll be hearing from them again, which will probably be better for the both of us.
I am aware of the effect I have on women.
Well, whether you're a feminist or not, or want to go on a date with me or not, well, that doesn't matter if you do or not, because I am taken, ladies, and I know you're upset by that after everything you just heard. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can see more of this comment. Like right now. Do it now!